You're one decision away from a new life, one choice, one moment of absolute clarity and commitment. That's all it takes. Not a dozen changes, not a year of planning, not waiting for the perfect time. Right now, in this moment, you can draw a line in the sand and say, and no more. You can say, that's it. I'm done tolerating less than I deserve. And in that second, everything shifts. Because when you change your decisions, you change your direction. And when you change your direction, you change your destiny. Every breakthrough begins with a decision, not a wish, not a hope, a decision. When you decide, really decide that you will no longer accept what's been holding you back, you activate a power inside you that's been asleep for far too long. And I don't care how long you've been stuck. I don't care how many times you failed. I don't care what the world has told you about who you are or what you're capable of. That voice in your head that says you can't is a liar. It's the voice of fear, of conditioning, of the past. But you don't live in the past. You live here, now. And right here, right now, is your opportunity to reclaim your power and change the entire trajectory of your life. I've seen people come to my events broken, hopeless, lost, addicts, divorced, bankrupt, suicide. And I've watched those same people rise into their strength, into their vision, into their purpose, because they made one decision. Not because the world changed, not because someone saved them, but because they decided to save themselves. They decided to stop running from the pain and start using it. They decided that enough was enough. And the second they made their decision, everything began to change. See, transformation doesn't happen because we read another book or attend another seminar or wait for another sign. It happens when we finally get honest with ourselves, when we stop making excuses, when we stop negotiating with our limitations, when we stop waiting for someone to give us permission. You don't need permission to change. You don't need anyone to come rescue you. You are the decision maker. You are the power source. And once you own that, once you take radical responsibility, you become unstoppable. People think change is this massive, complicated process. But the truth is, change is simple. Not easy, but simple. Not easy, but simple. Decide what you want, cut off everything else, burn the boat, and commit to taking massive action every single day. That's it. Most people never get there because they're addicted to comfort. They're loyal to their suffering. They're afraid of uncertainty. But the life you want is on the other side of uncertainty. Growth lives there. Freedom lives there. Passion lives there. And you only get there by deciding that your dreams are more important than your fears. Let me tell you something. Your current situation is not your final destination. Where you are right now is just a chapter, not the whole book. And you have the pen in your hand. You get to write the next chapter. You get to choose the plot twist. You get to decide who you become. But you have to stop waiting. You have to stop overthinking. You have to stop telling yourself the story that you're not ready. Ready is a lie. You weren't born ready. You become ready by doing the thing you're scared to do. You become ready by moving before you feel confident. Action creates confidence. Action creates momentum. And momentum creates transformation. Think back to a moment in your life when you made a real decision, a decision that changed something. Maybe you quit a job. Maybe you left a relationship. Maybe you finally committed to your health. That moment of decision changed everything, didn't it? Not because the external world shifted, but because your internal world did. You stepped into your power. You took ownership. And when you do that, life responds. The universe makes room for people who know where they're going. But it all starts with you deciding what you will no longer tolerate and what you're committed to creating. Your life is a reflection of the standards you've been willing to settle for. If you want to change your life, raise your standards, demand more from yourself. Not from a place of shame, but from a place of knowing who you really are. Because you're not here to play small. You're not here to survive. You're here to thrive, to expand, to live fully. And you know it. That's why you feel that frustration. That's why you hear that whisper in your soul saying, there's more. That whisper is your truth. Don't ignore it. Don't bury it. Let it roar. Let it move you. And let me tell you something else. The people who change their lives are not the ones with the most talent or the most resources or the perfect plan. They're the ones who decide that no matter what it takes, they will not stop until they create the life they deserve. They're resourceful. They're resourceful. They're relentless. They're committed. And that's available to you right now. But you have to decide that you're done with the excuses. Decide that you're done blaming your past, your parents, your boss, your partner, your childhood. Decide that you are not a victim. You are the creator. And from this moment forward, you will act like it. When you make that kind of decision, you tap into something primal, something powerful. You become the version of you that was born to rise, the version of you that's always been there, waiting for you to wake up, to remember who you are, to stop settling, to stop shrinking, to stop hiding. And when you do, when you unleash that part of you, you become a force of nature. You walk different, talk different, think different. And the world responds to that because the world respects people who respect themselves. You don't need a plan for the next 10 years. You don't need all the answers. You just need to decide what's the next bold step you're going to take. What are you no longer going to tolerate? What is one change you will make starting right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because if not now, when? If not you, who? You've already wasted enough time. You've already played small long enough. It's time to step up, time to take back control, time to stop reacting and start creating. This is your life, not a dress rehearsal, not a practice run. This is it. So make it count. Oh, there will be pain. There will be resistance. Your old identity will fight to stay alive, but that's the price of transformation. You have to be willing to let go of who you've been in order to become who you're meant to be. You have to be willing to feel the discomfort of growth instead of the slow death of regret. And the beautiful thing is that once you make that decision, life starts to open up in ways you couldn't even imagine. Opportunities appear. People show up. Resources come out of nowhere. Not because magic happened, but because you changed your energy. You changed your focus. You changed your life. Don't look back. Don't question yourself. Don't wait for approval. You already have everything you need inside you. You've had it all along. It's not about adding more. It's about stripping away the lies, the fear, the limitations, the doubt. Burn it all down and build from truth, from hunger, from vision. Let your purpose pull you forward. Let your mission keep you moving when it gets hard. Let your future self guide you, because that version of you is watching, and they're waiting for you to rise. I've worked with millions of people, from presidents to prisoners, from billionaires to people living on the street. And let me tell you, the difference between those who thrive and those who suffer isn't luck. It's not fate, it's decision. One person says, I'll try. The other says, I must. One person says, a maybe someday. The other says, a right now. One waits, the other acts. Which one are you going to be? The clock is ticking. Life is happening, and every second you wait is a second you'll never get back. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop living as a prisoner of your past. You've got a new life waiting for you. One that's full of passion, of purpose, of power. But you have to claim it. You have to reach out and grab it. And it all starts with a single decision. Decide to step up. Decide to break free. Decide to never go back. Decide that your future is going to be bigger than your past. That your vision is stronger than your excuses. That your power is greater than your fear. Because when you make that kind of decision, when you truly commit, you become the kind of person who doesn't wait for life to happen, but makes life happen. And that, my friend, is when everything changes. Not someday, not eventually, right now. Because you're one decision away from a new life. So make the damn decision and never look back.